It is 2 a.m. You are staring at the ceiling again. Your phone is beside you, but even scrolling does not help anymore. You keep thinking about your future, your job, your choices, your age, your next step, and the same question keeps coming back. Where is my life going? Tonight, you do not need the whole map. Stay here for a moment. This story may help you take one gentle step through the fog. There is a certain kind of fear that comes when the room is dark and the future feels too large. It may be after midnight. The phone is still beside you. The screen has gone black, but your mind is still open, still searching, still trying to find some answer that will make tomorrow feel less uncertain. A cup of water sits near the bed. A charger lies twisted on the floor. The window is slightly cold. Outside, the street is quiet, and somewhere far away, a car passes through the night and disappears. Nothing dramatic is happening, and still, inside your chest, there is a question that will not leave. Where is my life going? It is not always a loud question. Sometimes it is very quiet. It appears while you are brushing your teeth. It follows you after a conversation with someone who seems to know exactly what they want. It sits beside you while you scroll through other people's clean, certain, glowing lives. Then at night, when there are no more distractions left, the question becomes heavier. You look at your own life and wonder why the road is not clearer by now. Maybe you thought you would know more at this age. Maybe you thought the next step would feel obvious. Maybe you imagined that adulthood, or success, or healing would arrive with a map in its hand. But it did not. Instead, there is fog. Not complete darkness. Not nothing. Just fog. The kind where you can see a few steps ahead, but not the whole road. That can be frightening. A person can stand in fog and begin to believe there is no path at all. But fog does not erase the road. It only hides the distance. The road may still be there under your feet. You just cannot see all of it tonight. There is a narrow road in an old, quiet town. At night, when the rain has stopped, the road becomes silver under the street lamp. The trees on both sides hold small drops of water. A weak amber light shines through the mist, only far enough to show the first few stones. Beyond that, everything disappears into blue. If you looked at that road from above, perhaps the whole shape would be visible. You would see where it bends, where it climbs, where it meets another path, where it finally opens into morning. But standing on the ground, you do not get that view. You only get the next few steps. Life often feels unfair because of this. You are asked to keep walking without being shown the full map. You are asked to make choices with incomplete information. You are asked to trust a road that reveals itself slowly. And when you are tired, this can feel impossible. The mind wants a guarantee. It wants a clear sign. It wants someone to say, this is the correct path. This choice will work. This year will make sense. You are not making a mistake. But most of life does not speak that clearly. Much of life speaks through small discomforts, quiet interests, repeated lessons, closed doors, unexpected relief, and the strange feeling that something is no longer yours. Sometimes the path is not found by suddenly knowing where to go. Sometimes it is found by slowly learning where you cannot stay. A job that drains you may teach you something. A dream that no longer excites you may teach you something. A friendship that changes may teach you something. A season of confusion may teach you something. Not because confusion is pleasant, but because it removes the false certainty you were using to survive. This does not mean every painful thing is secretly good. Some things simply hurt. Some losses are just losses. Some delays are just exhausting. You do not need to turn every difficult moment into a lesson before you are allowed to feel tired. But sometimes, when life becomes unclear, it is not because you have failed. It is because an old answer has expired and a new one has not fully arrived yet. That middle place is uncomfortable. You are no longer who you were. You are not yet who you are becoming. The old road is behind you. The new road is hidden, so you stand in the fog and think something is wrong. Maybe nothing is wrong. Maybe you are between versions of yourself. Maybe the part of you that once knew what to chase is becoming quieter because it no longer wants the same things. That can feel like losing direction, but it may also be the beginning of honesty. There are many people walking very quickly toward lives that do not feel like home. From the outside, they look certain. They have plans, schedules, goals, titles, pictures, answers. They know what to say when someone asks what they are doing, but certainty is not always the same as truth. A person can be certain because they are listening deeply. A person can also be certain because they are afraid to stop. There is a difference. If you do not know where your life is going, it may not mean you are weaker than everyone else. It may mean you are no longer able to lie to yourself as easily as before. That is painful, but it is not useless. The fog on the road thickens for a moment. The warm light ahead becomes softer. The edges of the trees disappear. Even the ground looks less solid. This is often the moment when the mind begins to panic. It says, choose something, anything. Just move, it says. If you do not decide now, you will waste more time. It says, everyone else has a plan. Why don't you? But panic is not a good compass. Panic may make you move, but it rarely helps you listen. And when you choose only to escape uncertainty, you may run toward another kind of emptiness. Maybe you have done this before. Maybe you said yes because saying no felt too frightening. Maybe you followed an idea because it sounded impressive. Maybe you started a plan because you wanted to feel in control. Maybe you tried to become a version of yourself that would finally make other people stop worrying about you. For a while, it may have worked. Movement can feel like proof. A full schedule can hide doubt. A new plan can give the mind somewhere to place its fear. But at night, truth has a way of returning. The body knows when it is walking a road built only from pressure. The chest becomes tight. The mornings become heavier. Small tasks begin to feel like parts of a life you did not choose. That is not laziness. That is information. Your body may be telling you that speed is not the same as direction. A fast road can still be the wrong road. A slow step can still be honest. If there is one thing to remember tonight, let it be this. You do not need to see the whole path to take the next gentle step. Only the next one, not the next 10 years, not the final version of your life, not the perfect plan that explains every mistake and every delay. Just the next gentle step. Maybe the next step is resting because your mind cannot choose clearly while exhausted. Maybe the next step is being honest about one thing you no longer want. Maybe the next step is admitting that a dream once helped you survive, but it no longer feels true. Maybe the next step is returning to something small that still gives you peace. A song, a walk, a clean room, a conversation, a quiet morning without checking what everyone else is doing. These things may sound too small when the future feels large, but lost people often do not need a grand speech. They need one safe light, one true sentence, one place to begin. The road in the fog does not reveal itself all at once. It gives a little ground, then a little more. A few stones, a curve, a tree, a lamp, a wider place to breathe. Perhaps your life is revealing itself the same way. There may be no grand announcement, no sudden certainty, no voice from the sky telling you that everything will become clear. But small truths may appear. You may notice that one kind of work makes you feel dead inside, while another kind leaves a quiet warmth. You may notice that certain people make you perform, while others let you breathe. You may notice that your old definition of success feels cold now. You may notice that peace matters more than applause. These are not dramatic signs, but they are signs. A compass does not need to shout to point north. If this quiet story is helping your mind slow down, You can gently like this video and subscribe to Calmer Rhythm Podcast so this calm space can find you again on another heavy night. No pressure, only if it feels right. Now let us return to the road. Imagine standing there in the soft dark with wet stones under the light and fog moving slowly between the trees. There is no audience. No one is asking you to explain your timeline. No one is checking whether you are impressive enough. There is only the road, and your breath, and the next small step. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is stop demanding a full map from a tired heart. A tired heart may not know the answer. It may only know what hurts. It may only know what feels too heavy. It may only know that something about the old way of living cannot continue. That is enough information for tonight. You do not need to force clarity. Clarity that is forced often becomes another mask. Real clarity grows quietly. It comes after rest, after honesty, after trying and learning, after letting go of who you thought you had to be. There is a version of you in the past who made choices with the understanding available at the time. That version may not have known everything. That version may have chosen from fear, loneliness, pressure, or hope. But that version carried you here. Do not hate the old version of yourself for not having the map you have now. Do not punish that version for surviving with the tools they had. Maybe they took the long road. Maybe they trusted the wrong signs. Maybe they stayed too long in places that were slowly closing around them. But they were trying. And because they kept going, you are here tonight, able to ask a more honest question. Not how do I become impressive as quickly as possible, but what kind of life can I actually breathe inside? That question changes the road. It may not make the fog disappear, but it gives you a warmer light to carry through it. If you want, you can leave one quiet sentence in the comments. I do not need the whole map tonight. Maybe someone else will read it while lying awake, afraid of their own uncertainty, and feel a little less alone. The fog begins to thin now. Not completely, just enough. The road is still unknown, but it no longer feels like an enemy. The trees are still dark, but they are no longer closing in. The little amber light ahead is still small, but it is steady. That is all a person often needs, not certainty, steadiness. You may wake tomorrow and still have questions. That is okay. Questions do not mean you are broken. Questions mean you are alive enough to notice that your life matters. The future does not need to be solved before morning. The road does not need to show its ending before you take one step. You do not need to become someone else in order to begin. You can begin as you are. Uncertain, tired, still healing, still worthy of a gentle path. Let the night be quiet around you. Let the fog hold what you are not ready to understand. Let the road wait without demanding speed. You are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to change direction. You are allowed to stop chasing a life that never felt like yours. Breathe in. Let the chest soften. Breathe out. Let the need for perfect certainty loosen. Again, a slow breath in, a slower breath out. You do not have to know where your whole life is going tonight. You only have to return to this moment. This body, this room, this small breath. The map can remain unfinished. The answer can remain quiet. The next step can be enough. Rest your mind now. Rest the part of you that keeps trying to predict every possible future. Rest the part of you that thinks uncertainty means danger. Rest the part of you that believes you must have a perfect plan before you are allowed to sleep. The road is still there. Even in the fog, even when you cannot see far, even when you are afraid. Some paths are not found by seeing everything. Some paths are found by walking gently, one honest step at a time. Sleep well. Calmer Rhythm Podcast.